Yes, indeed. We back with another episode of Chill Will Talks. I'm your host, Chill Will, 174th, Boogie Down Bronx, East Side, 205 line. You already know Katona Park, Bronx River was good. West Farms, Longwood, all that. Yeah, I'm here. I got the Lima reader today. You know what I mean? About to do my thing. But anyway, let's get into another story. Of course, the story involves Bronx River. Once again, I know y'all keep saying Bronx River's all in the stories, but we live close by, so a lot of things happen with Bronx River between 174th and Bronx River. So I'm sorry if you keep hearing his name, but it's in there. Shout out to Bronx River and everybody over there too. Story takes place though. Remember I told you Bronx River 174th didn't go along. Now this is didn't get along, so it's high school days now. A lot of us went to Monroe High School, which is right down the block from Bronx River Project. So a lot of us had to go across the bridge to that school. A lot of Bronx River cats went there, but the cats that we had drama with didn't go to the school, but they used to always come up to the school a lot of times to try to catch some of us from 174th that went there. So things really got hectic. There was a lot of shootouts, a lot of fights, a lot of stabbings on both sides, to the point where a lot of the 174th dudes used to come up to the high school to pick us up, because we wasn't safe walking back home to get across that bridge. So some of them that didn't go to the school would come there to pick us up and walk us back across the bridge just so we could be safe. Just so happens this one particular day, dudes came up there to pick us up, and one of me and my homies, we playing around with these girls or whatever. So when you're with a group of people and you start walking with girls, you start walking a little bit slower. So as we're walking to the bridge, we're walking down the block trying to get to the bridge, we got further and further away from the pack because they're walking faster than we are because we're playing with these girls. We get to the beginning of the bridge, and one of my homeboys, remember I told you in one of the stories, there was a shooter from Bronx River. I ain't never say his name, but he's a real shooter. They seen him in a cab on the bridge at the light. So they start busting their gun at him, shooting at the cab, shooting at him, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. He jumps out the cab, and he starts running to the other side on the projects. He ran into the projects as they shooting at him. They missed him. So I told the girls, I'm like, and the dude that I was with, I was like, yo, let's wait because I don't want to get hit by no stray bullets while they shooting. Let me wait till they finish shooting, then we can start walking. So after they finished shooting, they kind of ran off. They started running down the bridge. They running home. So I'm like, all right, now we can walk. So now it's only 4 of us on the bridge because we walking slow, messing with the girls, playing around. I just heard somebody say "Ayo" behind me. And the dude that they was shooting at, he came back to the bridge with about 40, half the projects. 20 to 40 dudes he came with, half the projects was with him. And when I turned around, I said, holy shit. You know what I mean? Now the niggas I was with, they had ran further. They was all the way at the end of the bridge. They was gone already. So when I turned around, I said, holy shit, this nigga came with about 20-something niggas, man. Half the projects with him, whatever. He walks right up to me. I was with 2 girls and another dude, but he came straight to me. And he asked me, are you from across the bridge? I'm like, yeah. He like, yo, you know them cats that was just shooting, right? And I'm like, yeah. But the funny thing is I wasn't involved in that situation, though. So they say guilty by association. So when he asking me, I'm not thinking nothing gonna happen to me. I'm just thinking he gonna say, yo, tell your mans, when I see them, it's gonna be on or something. I'm not thinking I may be involved in it. But just so happens he felt like, well, them niggas, you involved too. So he swung on me and shit. Nigga swung on me. I had a book bag on. He had a bunch of niggas with him, so they jumping me. The dude I was with, he kind of ran and hid. The 2 girls was there, but it's nothing they could do. So I'm getting jumped. But when it's a lot of niggas jumping you, everybody can't hit you. So I'm not getting beat up too bad because everybody can't hit you at one time. But the one guy, he was hitting me. And he had a mini knife. And he was stabbing me, but I thought he was punching me because I didn't see the knife in his hand. So meanwhile, he's stabbing me, we're tussling. But all the time I'm thinking he's punching me. I remember this day I had on some white camouflage, black and white camouflage, army fatigue pants. So I remember as we fighting or whatever, he kind of stabbed me in the back of the leg. And when he stabbed me, my whole pants turned red from the blood. The white pants just turned red. When I saw the red blood, I knew I was stabbed in. And the adrenaline, It just like got me, broke me up out of there, and I just started to run. I ran, just ran across that bridge, limped across. However, there was a few dudes still on that bridge as I'm trying to limp across this bridge, and I'm calling them, but they don't know what happened because they so far on the bridge they hadn't seen it. So when I'm calling them, they just waving me to come on, but they don't know what happened back there. So they kept walking, so I'm calling them again. They kept walking. They disappeared into the block. I get to my building. I run to one of the homies from my building. He's talk to me, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? How you doing? But he don't know I'm bleeding. And I'm trying to explain to him, yo, bro, I'm bleeding. Chill. He's still trying to holler at me, yo, what's going on, man? And I'm like, yo, bro, not right now. But he finally saw the blood, so he helped me upstairs. I makes it to my crib. My family was there. You know, they called 911. I'm bleeding. The homie came to the crib first that was with me. He was like, yeah, man, they was jumping you, but I was there, right there with you. I was holding it down, whatever. I'm like, all right, good looking, homie. He left. Next thing you know, the two girls came. And they like, yo, when they was jumping you, he left you, bro. He just left you. He ran ahead. He ain't even try to save us. He just, like, ran. So I was like, bro, he just left here saying he was holding me down or whatever. So it is what it is. I go to the hospital. I recover, you know. So when I get out the hospital, I was in hospital for like 2 days and I got out. So when I get out the hospital, it was only like a leg stab wound or whatever. It wasn't too bad. So they end up transferring me from Monroe High School to Morris High School. So now I'm in this high school. So the dude that ran on me, he lived on the block. So, you know, my niggas now, they want to run him off the block because they felt the way that I got stabbed. So they end up running him off the block and he moved. You know, his family moved off the block because his family thought he was going to get hurt. So his mother comes up to the school, Morris High School. You know, this is a few months later. She comes up to Morris High School. I'm in one of the classrooms. They're saying I got to go down to the principal's office. And I'm new to the school. I don't really know nobody. So what do? I got to go to the principal's office. So when I get down there, I see a whole bunch of cops. And then I see the dude mother, and she's there. That's him right there. That's him. And I'm like, what the hell going on? And come to find out, you know, dudes had, I guess, did something to her son, but it wasn't me. I didn't send him. I didn't sick the dudes on him, but they did something to her son, and she called me the ringleader, like it was his fault. So she wanted me arrested, but they never arrested me because there was no evidence of me doing anything. So that's how that went down, but that was a crazy story, crazy situation. You know, things happen, man, but this generation is a little something different, man. You know, shout out to Chef Lori, Instagram. She make great food. Check her out, too. And this is another story. They just keep coming as I'm thinking them along. You know, it is what it is. One.